now while we're here, let's just get to Ant-Man and then we'll get into the Marvels because there's a little bit more that we need to talk about. So with Ant-Man, and I'm gonna just tell me how you feel about this. So basically the working theory is that Scott is in a time loop, and I kind of believe it. So apparently the theory is that after the Council of Kings said that the Avengers are going to pay. By the way, this is the reason a lot of people have been saying online, and a lot of people were coming at me saying, why would the Kangs want to kill Hope? Shouldn't they be happy that they killed Kang? No, they wouldn't be happy. Do you know why? Because that's not what happened in the timeline that they lived a million times. And so them killing Kang wasn't supposed to happen. And because that happened, now the whole entire timeline is in shambles. And I actually saw something that really caught my attention that was on Twitter. When Janet is putting in the coordinates for them to go back, you see 4 different branches start to extend as this is happening. So what if the Kangs did something behind the scenes? So now Scott is just reliving the same time. Because look, the difference is the guy knew who Ant-Man was, and the people were just acting funny.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think Kang knew who Ant-Man was and forgot, like you said. But I definitely think Kang and Ant-Man had crossed paths before, and I think that I really think that Kang had just gotten so tired of fighting the Avengers over and over again, and as much as he loves it, and I think it kind of drives him crazy in his own way, and I think that was what made him such a burdened and angry character.
Like you talking about this version of Kang?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Did you say a different version of Kang? I might have
No,
missed
no.
that.
Wait. Are you
I
saying the
was making
King
a note.
and are you saying the King and Ant-Man?
Yeah.
So you think he got sick of it?
I
Interesting.
I think he
Interesting
got
take.
sick of the Avengers, and I think he got sick of being there. He was kind of like, because remember when he was like, oh, I may have killed you. I think I killed the guy with the hammer.
Yeah.
Like, and also Jeff Loveness had made a comment about how he really liked writing Kang being such a burdened and angry and frustrated character, and I think that I think that I mean, think about it. Put yourself in his shoes. He's like going from timeline to timeline and conquering and conquering and conquering. Like it's fucking madness, and I do think it has to drive him crazy in some way, shape, or form.
Do you think that this is the Kang that is in love with what's her name? It's not
Um,
Reva. It's not Reva. Why is Reva coming to my mind right now? What's her name?
yeah, Ravana,
Ravana. Ravana.
yeah.
What if this
What
is
was
the
it?
Kang? Because I mean, in like in the comics, Kang was conquering because he thought that would save Ravana from dying, or he thought that would make Ravana love him. But Ravana didn't love him because he was such a violent conqueror. So he started showing her vulnerable sides of himself. In the moment when she was going to tell him that she loved him, she dies. What if that
Yeah,
already happened and that's what made him go pissed off to conquer the world? Like we don't necessarily know the exact story of what's happening. So
right.
it'll be very interesting to see like because obviously in King Dynasty we're going to get because there was a really big part of his origin taken out of the Ant-Man film. So very interested to see
Right.
what happens. Okay, so let's get into the Marvels. Okay, so there was a Marvels plot leak that I don't really want to go over that per se, but like with the Marvels, I have a hard time thinking how the heck is this going to push the story with Kane the Conqueror if we're going to be traveling in space so much. Like I know the Bengals going to have to play a part, but is the Bengal going to play a part in this film?
So
Is a
Kang,
version of Kane going to be in this?
so Kang does travel space a bit. If I remember correctly, the Kang Dynasty, he had his own spaceship, which was in the shape of a giant sword. So I do think he does travel space, and there's no way he has all that tech and he doesn't.
Sword. What
Oh
if what
shit,
if oh my what if Victor Timely is running sword, bro?
yo, that would be crazy. That would be crazy. And by the
What
way,
oh my god.
I was just gonna say, like, I know that a lot of you guys are probably want to read Kang Dynasty because they're making Avengers Kang Dynasty, and you all hear that the Secret Wars comics were amazing. I want to save you some pain. Kang Dynasty fucking sucks. Okay, watch a YouTube recap. It was
Uh,
awful. Kurt Busiek is probably my least favorite
oh my
comic
god.
writer of all time. And a lot of people say, oh, they think he's great. His shit is like a corny soap opera. When I talked about the guy that said, oh, well, it's good if you like hanging with your faves, guess what he was saying about Kurt Busiek's Avengers run? It fucking sucks.
Is that bad?
It's that bad, dude. It's just, and it's not even that the story was bad. It's just that his writing is so bad. It's so goofy. It's so outdated. And it's not even like that old in terms of comics. Like, I think that shit came out in like the early 2000s. And
Mm.
it is just so hard to read. Like, it is not fun. And he also wrote Avengers Forever, which like I think that's a better story, but even that people say it's not a fun read. Like sometimes you're better off watching a YouTube recap and just saving yourself, especially if you're like just getting into comics,
Yeah.
like it's like watching a movie. You don't want to watch a movie you're not going to enjoy. You don't want to read something you're not going to enjoy. Who wants to do that? You don't have to do that to be a fan and to know what's going on. Sometimes you could watch a fucking YouTube recap.